guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kathy M, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you my top 10 tips and tricks for getting pictures hung up on your wall. If you guys are new to my channel, definitely consider smashing that subscribe button down below. I'd love to have you here as part of my YouTube community. I share tons of how-to around the house videos, so definitely be sure to check them out after this video. I'll have the playlist linked down below. And be sure you stick around to the end of the video where I share my oddest tip that I have found to getting a picture hung up on your wall. So let's get into tip number one. Tip number one for me is using these picture hanging hooks. You can buy this entire picture hanging set at Walmart. Now this is better than just using your average nail because it allows the pictures to be hung on the wall without dragging down a hole in your wall. So it utilizes these specific picture hooks. They do have different sizes for different weight limits. Tip number two is using painter's tape. You guys have, I'm sure, heard of using painter's tape to get your photos onto the wall super easily. This is specifically my go-to method for hanging picture frames that have two hooks like these. These are such a pain to get up on the wall because they move around and you definitely can't see them. They blend in. So what I like to do is you simply put some tape on one end and you drag it all the way to the other, and you can either use your nail to make a little hole where the hook is, or you can mark it with a pencil, and then you just cut the tape off, put it on the wall, and then you know exactly where to put your nails. It's super simple, super affordable, also something that you can just pick up at Walmart. If you guys are looking for a consolidated list of any of the items that I am using today, I will definitely be sure to link them down in the description box below so you can easily navigate to them. Most items, though, are available at your local Walmart. Tip number three is using toothpaste. I know it seems silly, but it's super easy as well, especially if you don't want to go out and get that painter's tape. You can use toothpaste to achieve the same result. So same thing, it works great on frames that have these two different hooks on them, one on each side, and you want to make sure that you are putting the nails the right distance apart. So all you do is get your tube of toothpaste, make it a little dab on each side. If you do have white walls, though, I totally recommend getting toothpaste that's like blue or pink or different colors so it's easier to stand out. But you just dab it on each side, press the frame up against the wall. The little bit of toothpaste will stick to the wall. You can nail your nail in, wipe up the toothpaste, and hang the photo frame. Super easy. Tip number four, if you guys are hanging something heavier that requires you to use a drill, you know that sometimes that can get a little bit dusty with the wall dust coming off. So you can either use a sticky note or a piece of paper like this with some tape at the top, and you can just stick it on the wall underneath where you're going to be drilling the nail, and the dust will collect here in the fold of the paper. This is a really nice way to keep it from getting all over the carpet because when you're done, you can just unstick it, fold it up, and toss it in the trash can. Number five is probably one of my favorite tips out of all of these tips, and it's to use picture hanging wire. So this is the wire that comes in this kit that I showed you guys earlier, and you can cut it down to size for whatever you need, but this wire is super durable, super thick, and one of the greatest benefits for me is that you only have to make one hole in your wall. I love this much better than using the toothpaste or the painter's tape. I would prefer, if there's two hooks on the back of a photo frame, to use this picture hanging wire, nail one nail and hook in the wall, and hang it. It's so much easier, in my opinion, to level it and to get it hung up on the wall. Now I'll show you two instances where I've actually hung something that's heavy using this wire. Okay guys, so this is actually a photo frame that I have used the wire on. It is pretty big. You can see it there. If I stand up, it actually comes all the way to my waist. And if you look on the back, there are two huge hooks, and I have used this wire right here to hang it. This is how I've been hanging this photo. So this is one example, and I wanted to show it to you off the wall. This is the second thing I wanted to show you. This is my front entryway mirror right here. I have used the wire to hang up this mirror. There is one hook in the middle. It has a hook on either side over here. I use the wire and then I just hooked it once in the middle. I will attempt to show you that so you can see I'm not pulling your leg over here. There you go. You can see the wire, the hook that it's hung to. So just one hook, the wire, and then the little triangle brackets on this side. So this has been hanging here for probably about 5 months, and I think it works perfectly. Well, I just made it crooked, but I think the wire to hang it up works perfectly. We are on a little bit of a field trip for tip number 6. We are in my daughter's room, and the reason for that is because I really just wanted to show you that I use these tips in my real life. So this is a canvas painting that she hangs up in her room, and you can see that this painting has a hook on one side and a hook on the other. So in my previous tip, I had showed you to use a wire. If it's a lightweight or not breakable like that mirror or that picture frame, and it's something like a canvas, I utilize yarn. It is super inexpensive, and you tie it through the hooks, you just knot it, and you hang it up like this on your wall. So I'm just gonna grab it right here by the yarn, and I'm gonna lop it up. I don't have a chair or anything today. And I'm just gonna put it over the hook right there, and then kind of just slide it until you get it as straight as you want it, and there you go. Now my recommendation with this is to tie the knot kind of over to the side so you can mess around how it's straightened a lot easier. Now if you can't make any holes in your wall where you are staying, or you just don't want to, I would totally recommend that you utilize these command hooks. They come in all sorts of sizes for different weighted objects. This is actually one for a heavier object. I wanted to just put something a little bit more sturdy here on my bathroom door because it does get a lot of traffic opening and closing it. I do not prefer to use them for heavier objects, but if I have some non-breakable items like this wreath, or if I have some holiday decor that is only going to be up for a limited amount of time that's not breakable, I will absolutely use a command hook. Another awesome tool to have is a level. If you don't have one of these, you are absolutely missing out. This will make sure that your photo is aligned perfectly straight if that is what you're looking for. If you are not, disregard this tip. Tip number 9 is great, again, if you have photo frames that have like the 2 hooks on either side of the frame, or like a tiny middle hook. I love using these little zigzag hanger things. So they do come in that kit I showed you at the beginning of the video, and they come with tiny little nails so you can just nail them into the wood part of your frame. Be sure to take out the glass though, so of course you don't crack it. Now this angle makes me look super short, but I wanted to take another field trip to share with you my last tip and trick. So for this last trick, you're gonna need a fork, the item you're hanging, in this case, a canvas, and you're gonna need a nail. I don't like nails, but I'm making this video for you, not for me, and I know not everybody is going to be using the hooks that I talked about earlier. So I got the nail, and instead of doing this like side looking thing to see if you have everything lined up, what you do is you get your fork, you put it up in here. Let me change angles because I'm not left-handed. Alright, so you got your fork, and you put it up here. You got your picture frame, you know where the hook is, and instead of doing the side number, you just see where the fork is, you line your hook up to that, you pull the fork out, and you got your picture hung, and you can just straighten it out like that. Voila! Super easy. Now if you stuck around to the end of the video, leave me a comment that says cha-cha-cha down below so I know that you stuck around to the very end. And let me know if these top 10 tips and tricks helped you out. I'll catch you in my next how-to video. Bye!